look at that. It's pretty awesome, right? Okay, so I posted on my other channel today, so I thought I would pull out the cards again for this channel. I'm having fun with it. It's easy to want to take a break from my project right now because I'm at a really hard part. Karmic relationship. Okay, that's what this message is going to be about. And a bunch of cards fell. I'm going to pick them back up and keep shuffling. I wear a mask. Okay? So, really, I mean, it's pretty easy to wear a mask. And what that means is, like, that someone is not being their authentic self. But, like, anytime you have a coping mechanism, anytime you're programmed, anytime that you're not just, like, in presence and expressing from your heart, you're wearing a mask, basically. I mean, it's pretty easy to wear a mask, right? But when it's bringing it up, it's saying, like, this is something that could be addressed, this particular mask, in time. Well, so I'm just sitting here trying to make sense of the sentence that I heard when I got that card, and it said, it's been taken off in time. It's been taken off in time, and then be creative. Okay, I'm gonna get the Disney deck. The Disney deck. In case you're wondering, like, because you're a tarot reader and you're wondering where can you get the Disney deck, it's actually not a deck. It's this game. And I just use them as a deck. An oracle deck. Because I can. I also have a Marvel set. And I found these on clearance at Dollar General or something like that. Family Dollar? I think Family Dollar. A couple years ago now, or a year ago, maybe 2. I was pretty excited. First of all, I love clearance. I love a good bargain. And I like these cards. They actually work very well. So, what am I asking here? Why are you telling about this karmic relationship? I know I'm shaking the whole thing. It's because you're sitting on my bed with me. 2 cards popped out. We got aliens. They're not from around these parts. And going to the dentist. Open wide. Something about someone's teeth could be relevant here. Spaghetti. It says, long, thin noodles, great with tomato sauce and meatballs. I'm going to have to pull cards because I don't really know what the point of this message is yet. I kind of want to grab my astrology deck, so I'll do that next. Outer space, where all the planets, moons, and stars are located. Isn't that funny that I just said I wanted to grab my astrology deck, and then this card comes out, talking about the stars and the moon. Okay? We got aliens, we got outer space, so there's a karmic relationship with someone who seems like they're out of this world, you know? I just saw this. They have secrets. Niobe, pride, opposition, and palace. So, there's some difficult energies that don't work well together, and you see the pattern of it. Pride is what I heard about pride is that it's keeping you in it. It's like staying in something too long because you don't want to give the impression that you were wrong. Apollo, fourth house. You might even live with this person. Give us moon. Node reversal. 0 degree. You're seeing something from the opposite side. Maybe you've been in the other role before. Like you were karmic relationship to somebody else, and now you're in a relationship where somebody is your karma. Amicitia, friendship. Libra, balance. Virgo, pay attention to the details, purify. Industria, this is having to do with a workplace. 8, it's a sort of like underworld theme, and then Lilith. Okay. Earth and Cleo, history. Okay. I mean, this isn't that fun because I'm not really getting a good handle on what the message is, but let me try to break it down, okay? Sometimes it helps if I organize them a little bit differently, so I'm going to take the alien and outer space, and then I'm going to put Earth here. Okay, so we've got someone having an experience on Earth based on something they're studying here on Earth. There is energy in place that they have been decreed to live out. They're working on something in this lifetime, and it has to do with their pride. They're working on learning about how their pride can actually keep them stuck. Stuck in time. Repeating, repeating, repeating. You know, like pride, it's like another way to say it is like to be proud. And if you really look at it, it's like, are you really proud of repeating this pattern? So this particular pride is worried about what other people think, right? I just heard it's easy to go back to sleep on it. So you've seen something. You know that there's a pattern here. You know it's not healthy. And you are repeating it simply because you don't want to be wrong, or you don't want to go through what it would take to break free from it. You don't want to feel humiliated or embarrassed that you were wrong. It's like, and it's easier for you to kind of ignore it and brush it under the carpet and pretend it isn't so, rather than feel the humiliation that you would feel if you admitted that this was the case. Now, the thing that feels humiliated is your pride, because your pride is invested in being right, being seen a certain way. So humiliation is not really a real thing in the context of this situation, but it's a very real thing for your pride. Now, pride is actually the highest of the lower vibrations. After pride, if you keep increasing your vibration, you will use courage to take a leap of faith up into the upper realms. But pride will keep you from taking that leap of faith, which takes courage. Courage is the next vibration up from pride. And it's a bridge, and it gets you to the upper realms. The upper realms are where you're accessing your heart, your self-expression, your third eye, and your connection to source. These are all really important things. So if you're cut off at pride, you're in your solar plexus, and you're actually strangling your own will, because your will would have you getting out of the situation. And your worries, doubts, and fears, called pride, is keeping you. Maybe you're looking at it in a different way. The pride for you is that, like, this is a certain accomplishment to have this type status or this type relationship or this type success in the material world, right? And you don't want to lose all that, so you're trying to keep it together. And since you're studying pride in this lifetime, it makes sense for you to have that perspective. But remember that that's not the only perspective. And if you're stuck in that perspective and you can see no other perspective, then that's a hint that that's the mask that's obscuring your view. You're seeing through a lens of that decision that you made about how prideful you can be over where you are. But you are ignoring, we've got 8 and we've got Lilith. We've got opposition. You're ignoring an incompatibility with some darker traits, usually feminine traits. Darker feminine traits. Jealousy, envy. Playing the victim. Someone's playing you by playing the victim. Okay? It's a misuse of creativity, and you're allowing that to hold you in a place. I think you see it. I think you see this, because we've got some light shined on it. The energy is wanting it to come into balance so bad right now that it would be hard for you to not see it. Like, you really do have to stick your head in the sand for this to be ignored much longer, you know? I think it's a sad thing for you too, because it's like losing a friend. But this person is not who you thought they were, and now the mask has slipped enough that you know, like, that you don't see them for the wholeness of who they are. So you don't really love them. You love the parts of them that catered to you. But those are also a mask. Interesting, okay. I don't know what fell, but... Oh, I bet it was a ticket. It's just that tissue box cover. Patience and love. I accept that everything happens in divine order. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. So when you're in a situation where there's somebody who has proven to be deceiving you, proven to be incompatible with you, you can leave the situation with love, right? Like, you don't have to turn it toxic. It's like, this situation still has good in it, especially if you're trying to learn about pride in this incarnation. We have purpose. I know what I am here to do. So if that resonates as true for you, that you're here to study pride, so I'm going to take some cards from my Fair Relating reflection deck. What insecurity, doubt, or fear are you trying to avoid with this behavior? And when it comes to you, it's like this behavior that you're staying in a situation that you know isn't good for you. Acknowledge, validate, and accept and love the part of you who feels or fears it, and feel it in a safe space. So what are you fearing? Look into it. What would be so bad about that? What's the worst that can happen? What does that mean to you? These are questions you can ask yourself. What insecurity, doubt, or fear are you trying to avoid with this behavior? So then you're going to go into those insecurities, doubts, and fears and heal them. You become the version of yourself that can handle each one of those, and that's how you get yourself out of there. That is courage. And look, the other card is a blank, and it means there's more to know. It means like, you got this, and you're not going to get all your advice from this reading. It's like there's a bigger picture than this. This is just like a little bit of a reminder or a little bit of a reassurance, like you're on the right track. What you're doing is important. Name 3 ways the opposite is also true. This is a way to neutralize yourself on the beliefs or the energy that you're in on a certain stance. It is telling you to take your time. There was patience here. There was in time. And there does seem to be that there's going to be some sort of self-expression that comes of this once you get into those upper chakras. Because that dentist is asking you to open wide. I got car trouble and immature girl. And then patience again. Health being affected. Forgive her. This was a soul contract for this person to play this part for you. And I have learned that some people will enter into soul contracts and will only show up in that certain way. That's the only way that they can show up for you in your life. So you have to learn the lesson and then move on from them, you know? I'm not saying that that's the case for you and this person, but I'm just telling you how soul contracts can work. And that is that they show up that way infinitely, because that is the contract. The contract is for that person to show up that way so that you can learn that thing. So when you learn the thing, that's when you release yourself from the contract. And if you were to go back to that person and they showed up the same way, that means that that's their contract. It's like, this is a way to make sure that you not only know it, but you actually embody it, right? You can't just know this and then decide that you're going to compensate and act a different way. This is asking you to do the work of deeply cleaning out the beliefs and fears and doubts and worries that keep you in that pattern in the first place, that make you a match for it, that would have you selling yourself so short. Those patterns are looking to be eradicated. So the pride issue, there's this nice chart of the frequencies of certain feelings. And when I say that pride will cap you in the lower densities, it's from those charts. The emotional frequency scale, maybe you could search that to find it, but it's out there. And you'll see what vibrations are higher than the other, and how courage is what gets you out of pride. Because, it's not to say pride is a terrible thing, but pride is definitely not going to get you into the higher realms. Pride is like a high vibration if you're in the lower realms. At least you're not in grief or, shame. Those are even lower. But if you're in pride, it just means you're at the highest vibration of the lower realms, and that means that you're ready to step up into the higher realms. And yeah, your life is going to change. Yes, things are going to look different, but it's scary and intimidating because it's like you're leaving your comfort zone behind. And one of the things that's scary is the unknown. But this is what you came for as a soul, so it's not like you have any choice. I mean, I'm just saying, from my experience, like, I didn't love that I was being pushed where I was being pushed. And sometimes, after the fact, I loved it. I had different plans for my life than what spirit and my guidance and my intuition has shown me. And I've had to adapt and let go of and die to old ways and re-evaluate where and why I wanted certain things that I wanted them, It's just because, I set up a high calling for my soul. So I think I would feel worse as a soul to not complete the thing that I meant to complete than to I think I would feel really bad to not complete the thing I meant to complete. And so I feel like it's more worth it for this 3D set of expectations that I had to be shattered, rather than me to get to the end of my life and realize I didn't do my soul's calling. Because we are souls having an experience here in human form. We're not just human. We have another part of us. And getting into those upper chakras and upper vibrations above pride, you get open to those. And so it's like, I have no choice. Like, I just know too much to not follow my guidance and my intuition and my heart, Like, it wouldn't be worth it for me. And I think you start to see that when you get into those upper realms. And I think on some topics you're probably already there, right? I'm not saying that, like, you've just been living in shadow this whole time. I'm just saying you have this shadow in this one area. This relationship is showing it to you. I guess it would be hard to believe that your pride didn't affect other areas of your life, but maybe it doesn't as much. Maybe there's only certain predicaments that it shows up in. So you'll know that better than me. And that is the message that I have. And I'm going to just post this. And if it's meant for you, then great. And if it's not, just leave it alone.